The Chinese stock market open has been delayed an additional week due to fear over massive market selling due to fears of the coronavirus outbreak. Meanwhile, Bitcoin hits new all-time highs for the year as our eyes turn toward the empty skies overhead for a potential blue sky breakout. What's in store for Bitcoin in 2020? One thing is for certain, prepare for a ride either way. And in a time like this, for those of you out there who are looking around at your lives unsatisfied, who aren't where they want to be in life, if you went to college and acquired a massive amount of debt, believing that there was a light at the end of the tunnel, only to now be facing down another 40 years of a 9-to-5, get up, get off the couch and hustle. I don't care what you do. The power is inside of you to construct the life you want. You get to write the story of your life, and you only get one chance. Learn to code, learn to trade, start a hustle. You can do it. I know you can, and you do too. So let's get cracking with today's episode of Breaking Bitcoin.
Rockwell for NBTV, and this is Breaking Bitcoin.
Welcome to Breaking Bitcoin, recorded live. Today is Wednesday, January 29th, 2020, foul year of our Lord. This is your daily source for market updates, sentiment, and news for traders. I hope everybody watching on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, Facebook Live, and on Roku with the Investor News Channel app is doing absolutely fantastic today, doing very well in your week. Hopefully your trading profits are stacking up. Make sure to support the show. Subscribe on YouTube if you have not already. Hit the bell icon or you won't be notified when we go live. And hit the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm if you have not done so already. Thanks, guys. We've got a fantastic show for you guys today. If you have any questions, drop them in the live chat and a moderator will bring them to my attention. They'll get answered in the Q&A section toward the end of the show. We're going to cover so much today. We're going to be covering the delay of the Chinese market open. We're going to be doing our analysis on Bitcoin and the majors as we do, taking a look at gold, taking a look at some of the indices as well per your requests, and looking at some of our currency pair trading that we have going live. But first, premium trading group updates for premium members. The mentoring session for premium advanced, elite, and professional members will be today from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Last week was fantastic. We had about 30 guys come out. I'm looking forward to this next session today as well. Bottom feeder optimizations are still on track and on progress. Senior analyst Alex and myself are working hard on that. We're working on the final optimizations right now and hope to have that live for you guys as soon as possible. As well as that is obviously part of Operation Minx upgrade, which we're currently working on as well. The new PTP video for the Online Trading Academy library is going to be dropping this weekend. It is going to be on the fundamentals of holding Bitcoin and hedging to maximize your dollar profit factor, to maximize your USD profit factor as opposed to your BTC, although that will be covered in there as well. It'll be a deep fundamental dive into why we hedge, where to hedge, how to do it properly, and then looking at the mathematics behind that. Also, today we're going to be announcing the 3 winners of the Gleam competition. As you guys know, we were running a competition, not really a competition, more of a giveaway really, of free premium trading group access. We were giving away 3 premium basic packages to the premium trading group. We're going to be announcing those winners live on air today. And honestly, doing a whole lot. Make sure to ask us if you have any questions. But let's get going with today's analysis. Also, if your goal is to become a full-time professional trader like our team, or if you want to learn how to harness the volatility of cryptocurrency to earn side income, make sure to check out everything that we do at premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com, from proprietary signals and indicators to strategies, professional education. Make sure to check out all that we have, premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com. And looking forward to welcoming those 3 new members into the family today. Let's get going, guys. We've got a lot to talk about. All right, here we are at the live scene, as we are wont to do. Operation Minx. Operation Minx. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here we are at the live scene as we are wont to do. On the chart, we've got the breaking Bitcoin indicator with the baseline built right in. We have Waddah Attar explosion. I changed the line to an area. This is actually, as I just kind of progress, I actually prefer this visualization, and I have my preferred Minx visualization down there at the bottom. So these are all indicators that, with the exception of Breaking Bitcoin, that all premium members have access to. I'm not done with Breaking Bitcoin. It's still in my working alpha. It's been back tested, been paper traded for a long time, and it's now currently live in the market. So again, it's just a UI. It's just a graphic display for all of the concepts that I've put in. The only additional thing here is going to be the continuation filter. It's going to be the continuation filter. So let's get in. We got a lot to talk about. And we're going to be taking a look at some other things as well, looking at the weekly time frame as well as we move along. No more ads. Fix that. I fixed that as well, guys. So we are back up to full working capacity as we move along here. Anyways, we are over here on the ByBit chart on the daily, as we are wont to do. Normally do the Coinbase chart. Let's do the ByBit chart today. Got a little extra volatility coming in. Now, obviously, we have been long, are still long on Bitcoin since this area over here. You know, one thing from my kind of Twitter troll this morning, the majority of LARPing traders are calling this a market top. And while, again, a priori, you never know when you enter into a trade, whether they're right or wrong. So I never wish a trader out there a losing trade. And again, they might be right in a kind of short time frame. But I think as we begin to look at the charts and look at the markets, we begin to see a very different picture of what might be happening in front of us. But anyways, obviously got the confirmed trending long signal over here. We are currently getting a doji candle. It is kind of a hanging man candle on the daily. Of course, we're quite a ways away from the daily close as we kind of usher in and move in here. Looking down at Waddah Attar explosion, volume is still quite good. We do have currently a falling explosion level on the daily. As I said, the daily is yet to close, but overall, this looks good. This looks healthy. Minx has not poked its head above the oversold region yet. Keep in mind that when we are in a strong uptrend, as I've talked about many, many times before, oversold is much more powerful than overbought. This is a fundamental concept of Bitcoin. When it trends to the upside, it trends much stronger than you could possibly believe, and it throws your indicators completely out of whack. You can look at any momentum oscillator that does concepts such as overbought and oversold, and all of them do to one degree or the other. But you will see, it's very interesting. You'll see even with Minx, it'll go overbought, depending on your parameters. It'll go overbought, and then price will still continue to move up, and the oscillator will continue to move down. You'll get almost automatic bearish divergence. So the other thing that I talked about the other day was going to be on Minx, was going to be a triple bearish divergence. That has been invalidated now because we do now have a higher high than our previous high on the Minx oscillator. So again, I talked about waiting for that confirmation yesterday. We went deep into this yesterday. I said, what do you need to do to trade bearish divergence? You have to wait for 2 candle closes because divs or swing highs and swing lows require 2 subsequent candle closes to confirm. Crypto Caveman, thank you so much for the $2 CAD, my brother. Highly appreciated, my man. He says, what's up, Justin and team? Always a pleasure to tune in live. Can you at some point take a look at ADA to the dollar on the daily and weekly? Of course I can, man. The mods are going to put that in the Q&A. I'll get to that right away, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. Hopefully you're doing well up there, brother. And got a hot t-shirt coming your way, my friend. Hodl on, hodl strong, my friend. Anyways, Bitcoin's price currently trading at 93.45. So, of course, as always, I know it's not going to get old. It's going to get old in a week, but we are over 9,000. So, it's just nice to see that. Overall, trending indicators are positive. We haven't crept into the danger zone on Bitcoin. It is Wednesday. It is kind of the hump day of the market of the week. We're not seeing explosive follow through coming in yet. We do have a previous high. We formed a previous high on the daily. So we have formed on today's daily candle, the highest high of the year so far, 2020 highest high. And whenever we make higher highs, your fundamental bias has to be that we continue to make those higher highs because that means that we are in a bullish trend. And you have to assume that when you're in a bullish trend, that trading in the direction of that trend is going to yield you the most consistent results and returns over time. So in a bullish market, buying dips is always more profitable statistically than attempting to short tops because price is on average more likely to move up than to move down. We also have some fundamental factors. This is going to comport to your own trading strategy. Again, I trade the technicals. The fundamentals, you cannot not ignore in Bitcoin. I think the fundamentals will lead you overall to a conclusion that you should be bullish on this asset macro long term. Again, buying dips, big macro dips. But so far we've covered all this before. The halvening coming up in 2020. The other thing that a lot of people that is on a lot of individuals' minds is going to be things like the Bitcoin time traveler's prediction, which I had an ad nauseum conversation about today. And covering that, we're going to have to, I believe the Bitcoin time traveler's prediction was 25,000, give or take, in February of 2020, which is going to mean, we're going to have to move more than, we're going to have to more than double from here, obviously, to go from 9,300, the low 9,000s to 25,000. I don't actually think that's going to happen, all right? I'll be more than happy if it does. But I think that's unlikely to happen. I think that we are going to see either slow and steady growth or sideways activity overall until after the halvening, until after May 2020. So we'll see. I don't really have a lot of that. That's just my prognosis from looking at it and looking at market cycles. The technicals, again, I trade the daily time frame. So we did have a potential trend flip again a few days ago, corrected itself. We are now back in bullish mode and looking to take price to the upside. On today's daily close, we do not have a continuation signal. Price is too high above the baseline. So for those who weren't able to get long, what you want is a pullback. You want to wait for a pullback. That is just my system. Obviously, if you take a long at these highs, you're going to be entering into additional risk, and it might play out for you, but it's not the recommended trade that I recommend. Moving into Bitcoin, holding your equity in Bitcoin at right now is the preferred option. I think you can do that with lower risk, and that's fine. But looking for at-risk leverage longs, which is what we're talking about specifically in the context of looking for another trade setup to the upside, you definitely want to wait for the opportune entry opportunity, looking for a price closer to 86.94 at this point in time. Price is still bullish as long as we are closing above 89.64. I think I said 86.94 just a second ago. I meant 89.64. I apologize. You can see the numbers on the chart. Price is still bullish above 89.64. Getting down in between 89.64 and 88.27 is going to put us in channel of the baseline. That is a no trade zone. We are going to need to get a daily close now below 86.54 to begin looking for trending shorts at this point in time. And again, even Minx, which is has the most sufficient reversal properties of any indicator that I've created or used, isn't even signaling for anything right now. It's not in oversold, it's not in overbought territory, nor has it gone to overbought territory and recovered. And again, Minx is designed in such a way that you want to take the trade when it goes initially into these areas. So when it first goes into overbought, you want to sell, or when it goes into oversold, you want to buy. That's how it works the best. These are functions of bottom feeder that we've programmed into this, which as I said, is going to be available to you guys pretty soon. Steady as she goes, man. Steady as she goes. Looking at intraday, we'll look at tensor charts here in a little bit, but I just want to give a good broad overview of the market here. And let's go ahead and look at the weekly. We're going to have to go to the Coinbase chart. There's not enough activity here. All right, so we talked about this again on the weekly time frame, which if you are using the weekly for your hedging purposes, then you're actually doing better than those who are using the daily, because again, we got that trend flip almost a month ago, the first week of January. We're moving into the final few days of January, about to close out my trading journal. I'm up this month over 30% ROI in USD terms. I've beat the market alpha by about 7%. So very, very happy. And I've been able, obviously, to have full control of my capital while doing that, which is why I trade, I often get asked if I'm able to beat the buy and hold return on Bitcoin. And the answer is yes, I can. And I do. And there's a secondary benefit to trading as opposed to just investing, although they're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. I recommend that you do both. But the reason why I trade, the reason why I enjoy trading, is because it gives me full control of my capital. If I have to pay a bill or if I have an unexpected expense, I can pull money out of my trading account and take care of that. It gives me freedom and control over my life. And I'm not tethered to the price of one asset, because not only do I trade Bitcoin, I also trade Ethereum, I trade other crypto markets, I also trade Forex. I have control over my funds. I know where I am. I can hedge up at any moment. My funds are liquid. They're not locked into something that is illiquid. I don't invest in things that are illiquid. Yes. So anyways, over here, let's look at a few things on the weekly time frame and see if we can get There is, I don't know if anybody else is having this. It's just Quadrigo. There we go. Just do this for right now. But looking at the weekly time frame, our current take profit zone is going to be between 10,348 and 12,347, wide range weekly time frame. This is the first weekly candle that will be closing above the dead zone on Waddah Attar explosion. And again, we did get the Minx confirmation for the long trade trending. We got that over here on the 13th of January. We got the line cross initial indication over here on the 9th of December. And again, this has been really good. The Minx line cross has been really good, but we are now in bullish territory of Minx. We have not been in bullish territory of Minx since, we entered there in March of 2019 is when we got the initial long signal from Minx. Those in the trading group who have been with us since March will remember that. And September is when we got the exit signal from Minx to exit the trending market, when getting out on that weekly close would have kept you out of the doldrums, the worst of the bearish trend that we experienced here in Bitcoin. Although the baseline, the baseline indicator would have done you even better. Baseline indicator would have done you even better. On the weekly time frame, let's get rid of Quadrigo here for just a moment. On the weekly time frame, we are actually going to be bullish above 80.27. A weekly close below 80.27 is going to be invalidating long weekly swing trades at this point in time. And again, this looks like a great setup. Again, Bitcoin trends very strongly to the upside. You will notice a market top when it happens. How will you notice a market top? There's going to be massive selling. There's going to be massive selling, maybe a bearish engulfing candle. It's just going to be unrelenting. And there's no reason to short until you see that, all right? Everybody tries to do this. Everybody watches these LARPing traders on Twitter or these 15-minute scalpers. And when Bitcoin is sideways, these guys seem like geniuses when they're selling tops and buying bottoms. You know, range scalping is fine. I engage in range scalping as well when price is in a range. But when you look at the weekly chart and you see Bitcoin's trend and you know what Bitcoin's capable of, and you just still, every single day I look on Twitter, people are trying to short a top, man. I don't get it. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. All right? Write it in your trade journal. Write in your trade journal. Stop trying to trade against the dominant market direction. It's that simple. Anyways. Because the biggest losses, and I can just tell you this personally, guys, right? I make mistakes as a trader. I'm far from perfect. I'm just disciplined. And I've learned from my mistakes, and I have individuals, I have a team that keeps me accountable, right? I have obligations and promises that I've made, not only to my members, but to my friends and my family. And they keep me accountable, right? And that inspires me to be disciplined, and that inspires me to stay true to my system and just do what I know makes me money consistently over time. And my biggest losses have always come from counter trend trading against a strongly trending asset. Hands down, period. Always happens. My biggest losses are trying to short tops, trying to catch bottoms, right? I'm not too bad at catching bottoms. I'm actually pretty good at catching bottoms. Shorting tops. That's where, if I were to objectively say where my biggest losses come from, it's from shorting tops. And I would expect that I'm probably not far away from that for the majority of you watching as well. I think if you look deep into your heart, you'll look into your soul. You know it to be true. Anyways, so weekly looks very healthy. Daily looks very healthy. Let's go back to that daily here for just a quick second. Okay. Simulacrum. I like that. Simulacrum Trade says, what's your thoughts on a copy trading platform for cryptocurrency? Would you join or use one? I'm building one. Moving on. Let's see here. So again, daily looks healthy. Looking at the hanging man candle, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm not going to be freaked out if we do get a couple days of pullback here. Haven't seen that massive market selling that I really want to see to indicate to me that we're at a local top, especially with the daily not being in a significantly overbought area. And the fact that we're not really ranging right now. The movement that we got with the Waddah Attar explosion, rising explosion level, really does kind of alter what we've had before. It does feel to me that we are going to be breaking out of this range. We haven't formed, excuse me. We're getting very, very close, guys. Very close. Very close. And some, we could almost argue that, we're closer than we think. If we ignore this wick, and I don't know if you guys remember this, if we ignore that wick, we are getting very close. Excuse me. This is November 2019. We're getting very close to achieving new. Sorry. Let me zoom out here. We're getting very close to forming new higher highs, right? Like significant swing higher highs, right? You know, if we ignore the wick, we might be closer than we think to say that if we hit 10K, then we will have formed a high, like a significant swing higher high. And if we form a higher low than 69.25 or 7,000, let's say, so even if we have a pullback to the like $8,900, $8,500 region, that could still be good. And that would, if you're just trading a very classical higher high, higher low kind of chart guy style, right? Very kind of simple, very kind of basic introductory, then that's your signal, man. That's your signal that the trend has flipped and that you can be buying dips, that we're in full on dip buying mode. And I think, again, those looking for the long at this price, I think you do want to wait for a pullback if you're not positioned. If you're positioned, well, for example, let's break down our Bitcoin and Ethereum trade. Well, we're long on Bitcoin and Ethereum USD on ByBit. We've already hit take profit 1. Our stop loss is already at break even. So we can stomach a pullback. We're good. We've locked in profits. Our trades are in no loss zones. And so we can stomach the pullback, wait for the early exit signal if it comes. If it doesn't, that's cool. We hold the trade. And then we wait for the next leg up. I think individuals looking for the long now, while they're not crazy, because, you know, overall you want to be trading to the upside right now. While you're not crazy, I think that you really are kind of, you're kind of expected, I don't want to use the disparaging terms, but you're looking for somebody to go full madman, full madman and really just hit that hardcore market buy button, right? So again, just let's run through those metrics real quick. Over here on Coinbase, numbers will be slightly different than, numbers will be just a little bit different than ByBit, but we'll run through them on Coinbase here. 89.60, bullish above 89.60. We need to get a daily close below 86.48 to be even thinking about looking for shorts. The area between 88.91 and 89.60 and 88.22 are going to be a no trade zone. And long invalidation comes with a daily close below 87.51, but will already be invalidated before that because of the baseline, right? Because of the baseline. But as we progress over the next few days, these numbers will zoom up. So, in the face of all the crypto Twitter traders out there, feeling pretty bullish, guys. Feeling pretty bullish. All right, let's move on to Ethereum. We'll look at Ethereum on the ByBit chart here. Ethereum on the ByBit chart currently trading at about 176.05. Again, we hit take profit 1 at 177.30, I do believe. Yeah, 177.30 or 177.50. I have to look at my trade journal. But that executed last night, again, Central Time Zone. Stop loss is at break even. We were long on that earlier than the Bitcoin trade. We've been in this Ethereum long almost 4 days now, so this is good. Raking in good profits on this movement to the upside now. No invalidation. Again, very similarly, Minx has not reached overbought levels, and Minx is calculating daily closes. So again, Ethereum does look a little different here than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has invalidated its bearish divergence. We do still have potential bearish divergence coming in from Minx. Again, it's going to take 2 candles to confirm that. It's going to take 2 candles to confirm that. So by the time we get that, most likely, we will already be closing in channel if we get that kind of pullback. From here. So let's get rid of this line here real quickly. All right. So, Ethereum's price is bullish above 170.48 over here on ByBit. Again, we're going to round that up to 170.50 because they only use integers of 5 cents. Bullish above 170.48. No trade zone in between 170.48 and 167.19. We're going to need a daily close below 162.35 to be bearish at this point in time, and looking for long continuation as we get a little bit closer down to 167.26. Again, that number I expect to rise up, so we need to get closer to there. If we're really there, we're going to be in the note. We're going to be in channel, and that's going to be a no trade zone. So overall, looks good, looks healthy. I expect it to follow along with Bitcoin. We don't yet have the rising explosion level from Waddah Attar explosion, but we do have nice green volatility bars above the dead zone and above the explosion level. We don't yet have the rising explosion level here coming in from Waddah Attar. And Minx is also not in overbought territory, so we're not really in a danger zone here. Minx is trending nicely in the bullish aspect of its zero line here as a centered oscillator, so I think we're in good territory here. Again, hanging man candle on Bitcoin, which could be invalidated. We'll wait to see what the daily looks like. And currently inverted hammer, kind of with a doji structure on the daily here. So we could get a pullback over the next couple of days. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't invalidate the trend. Again, I haven't seen that massive selling. I haven't seen that massive selling that I want to see to indicate a local top yet. We'll see what the follow through on this sell pressure looks like. Looking over at ZRP. XRP on ByBit having a little bit more of a sell-off than the others actually. In channel, currently in channel, just by the hair of its chinny chin chin, honestly, but in a no trade zone. Now, what's interesting is if we can get a little bit of a higher daily close. So again, price currently trading at 23.65. If we can actually get one 1/100th of a cent higher, if we can get up to 23.66, if we can close above 23.66, then we will be above channel with a golden dot continuation signal on XRP. We could be looking for XRP longs again. Don't see any, there's no divergence. There's no bearish divergence coming in from Minx. We are in the bullish aspect of its cycle right now. We are above the zero line on the centered oscillator. We don't really have the volume that we want to see from Waddah Attar explosion. So you could note the continuation signal and then wait for Waddah to confirm for you here. In fact, kind of as I talked about, we haven't gotten the full-on continuation signal because remember, we did close below baseline on XRP. And again, of course, these dollar pairs are going to move the same, but you have to calculate out what's going to be the best risk to reward. You have to trade your system. You have to trust your system. That's what I do. That's what I teach people to do. And currently looking at XRP, there is a difference. These are different assets to take. For example, if you would have bought the daily close yesterday, you'd be a little underwater on Bitcoin. You'd be at break even on Ethereum, and you would be in drawdown on XRP. So it matters which one of these pairs you trade. It matters. It's not the same, right? They're very similar, but they're not the same. Look at EOS, for example, right? But XRP having a little bit more of a dramatic pullback, very weak sell-off, though, I want to say, just given everything that we kind of see. XRP did not make a higher high. It has not had the kind of pronounced volatility that Bitcoin has. Bitcoin really showing off who the king is, and we can see the BTC pairs taking a beating. And again, don't long BTC pairs in a bull market if you have access to the USD pair. Do not trade the ETH-BTC contract long. Go over to ByBit and take the ETH-USD contract long. You will make more money doing that. It doesn't make sense. If you're trading with leverage, trade the dollar pairs. So let's see. So currently in a no trade zone, we need to get above 23.66 on the daily. Need to close above that, and we could potentially be looking for continuation longs. But again, we really want to get that rising explosion level confirmation to get that full on fresh signal. If you're taking it without the rising explosion level, then you want to reduce your risk. All right. Looking over at EOS. EOS as well, kind of similar to XRP. Again, not that much of a dramatic pullback. XRP, obviously the weakest of the pairs here, as we can see, with Ethereum actually being a little bit of the, it depends on how you measure this. So Bitcoin obviously having the biggest pronounced movement to the upside, Ethereum having the least drawdown today, and XRP having the worst, EOS somewhere in the middle there. I'd say third best, right? That's okay for EOS to be third best, right? We like EOS. It's okay. El Cardano, which I know is... Anyways, moving on. But anyways, EOS on the daily is not giving us any continuation signal. We also did not get rising explosion level confirmation. As you guys can see here, this candle right here was in channel, and then we got the no trade signal on this candle. You could have taken it on this candle, but now you're in a little bit of drawdown on this candle. So on the current candle, I'm sorry. So not getting continuation. Price currently trading at $4.02. Looking for pullbacks a little bit closer to $3.80. However, keep in mind that $3.85 to $3.76 is going to be a no trade zone. Long invalidation on a daily close below $3.74. Below $3.60, we're looking to short. But again, we have to assume with Bitcoin being bullish that the dollar pairs will follow it along. Again, doesn't make today the most optimum entry. Pullbacks are okay. Very similar with, let's see here, actually. We do have potential bearish divergence coming in here on Minx, on EOS. So very interesting. We don't have it on XRP. We do have it on Ethereum. We do have it on EOS, and we've had it invalidated on Bitcoin. So we do have to kind of look at the king. We do have to kind of look at the king Bitcoin and say that if Bitcoin to the dollar is the the kind of bellwether for all of the other dollar pairs, and it's invalidated its bearish divergence, we have to assume that that has invalidated it for the others. But if you're just trading these pairs independently of each other, which I don't recommend that you do necessarily, but again, you can, then that's something that you may be looking out for. But again, I'll say it again, 2 candles. You need 2 more candles. You need 2 more candles on top of today to confirm the local top. Now, one thing that could happen is if we close more bearishly than we are, you can currently see that today's minx is higher than yesterday's minx. That could change, and then you'll just need 1 more. You'll just need 1 more to confirm that that is a local top and confirm the bearish divergence. But we don't have that yet. Something to keep in mind. But again, over the baseline, things are looking good. Minx not overbought. Again, don't have the rising explosion level, so not full on confirmation. Bitcoin was really the only thing that we got full on confirmation on, and we took Ethereum discretionarily. But overall, things are looking good. And actually, Trading Journal is looking very, very good today, up about 10% on trades just today. Okay, let's look at sensor charts and look at price intraday. See kind of where we're sitting at. Price is getting tight here on the 5-minute. Looking for another push of these highs with some big buying coming in just right now. Price currently over here on Binance BTC USDT is 93.68. Volume's a little bit low right now. I'm not going to lie, 607 to the buy side compared to 589 to the sell side over the last hour. So we do have more market buying over the last hour than selling, not by a wide degree, but just enough to keep price moving to the upside. Looking at walls, we don't really have anything significant up to 95.10, to be honest. What's interesting is we've seen this time and time again. Instead of there being big sell walls in between us, I mean, you got something chunky up at 94.10. I'm not going to lie. You've got 56 at 94. But when I see that sell orders disperse like that, those are typically meant to get filled rather than be scare orders. When they're scare orders, they're meant to suppress price and move it to the downside. When they're sell orders, they're actually meant to be filled, is what I've noticed. Looking at the buy side, we've got strong support coming in at 92.70 and 92.50. Got about 300 Bitcoin sitting right there, and then down at 9,200. So with price at 93.7, I know that some people in the group are range trading right now. That's absolutely fine. I think that we could be in store for a day or two of range trading. Sell the tops, buy the bottoms, repeat, rinse, wash, repeat. That's totally fine. You got to know when to turn that on and off. But it could be a strategy that's going to work out well for you. But again, definitely be biased to the upside. Definitely be biased to the upside. If you're trading that, make your shorts very, very small. Make your longs a little bit punchier, a little bit weightier is what I'm going to recommend if you're trading a version of the meme or you're reversal scalping. But for me, again, looking to the long side, the price looks overall quite healthy and good to me. Looking at the broader market, today. Do a refresh. Here we are. We're looking at, I want to look at USD. I want to look at everything valued against USD. Overall, for everything valued against USD, it's a good day for altcoins. Again, it would have just been better for you to long Bitcoin for the most part, with the exceptions like Zcash and Zcoin having good performance. ICX up 11.7%, Dash up 7.9%, LSK up. Let's see here. QNT up as well. Siacoin up. Oh my God. You know, it's a bull market when Siacoin's pumping. Mona up 10.9%. Miota. KCS, I don't even know what that is. I'm not going to lie. Zilliqua up 7.2%. BCH up 5.1%. Where's BSV? Where's BSV? I can't walk one day without BSV up 1.7%. Respectable. All right. Let's look at, but again, we can see here overall in Bitcoin pairings, with the exceptions of Zcoin and Zcash, Icon, and a few others here, QNT, Mona. Maybe we're trading Quant. I don't know. Probably not. But Zcoin, Zcash, ICX, those are trades that I had on. ICX, I'd already took profit on. ICX, we had a very, very good run on it. You know, that went up about 30% from our entry. So good trade, was able to capture the meat of that movement. But not in ICX currently anymore. Cardano up 5%. Kind of excited about Cardano. It's actually, you know, here's the thing, guys. Some of these coins, you know, if we're going into a bull market, some of these coins are some of these coins are really primed to look at them and say, this is most likely an accumulation zone, and this is a good risk to reward to buy. And I'm talking 3-day weekly timeframes, right? 3-day weekly timeframes. So if you're looking to diversify, this may not be a bad opportunity for you to begin doing that and thinking about branching out a little bit more for a bull market. All right. But again, overall, with few exceptions here, it's going to be a little bit more profitable to long, you know, depending on what your trading style, it's going to be a little bit more profitable in USD profit factor to just long Bitcoin, right? It's going to be more liquid. You don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. You can trade with market orders, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Looking over at, we've got issues. Okay. So no significant trades. Seems like we had some loading issues here on AgriTrade. Wonder why. Don't have the time to fix it. Moving right along. All right, so I want to thank, we got a couple things to do right now. We'll come back in the Q&A section. Oh, you know what I do want to look at? I do want to look at my Forex trades. So we'll look at my Forex trades here real quick. Still short on the Euro Yen. You guys can see my entry point here on the Euro Yen. Again, still my best trade so far. It's only January, but still my best trade so far in the foreign currency markets. I've already taken 50% profit on this. I have a trailing stop loss. The trailing stop loss is currently, I think, at 127.18, I believe. I'll have to double check that. I'll have to check my Waddah broker, but overall, very good trade. And again, we have now added Forex support in the premium trading group for our signal delivery service. We only support the Waddah exchange, and we only, we support 28, is it 28 or 32? I think it's 32 currency pairs. I'll have to double check that. But we are providing signals for those right now. We don't have educational material on Forex, but again, it's traded the same way that we trade cryptocurrency markets with our Pathways to Profit system and strategy. And that course is now, for the most part, complete. For the most part, complete. We got additional material that I want to add on money management and risk management and psychological discipline and things like that, hedging, advanced strategies, but the core is all there. The core is all there. Everything that you need to build a good working system. NZD USD, the Kiwi dollar, still short on this. I've already taken 50% profit on this as well, as you guys can see. I have my entry point marked here. It's been the same for quite a while. No invalidation right now. We do have minks in oversold territory, so looking to hit the door here fairly soon, but again, no objective exit signal coming in from minks. The Euro CAD, long on the Euro CAD, still actually in slight drawdown on the Euro CAD. Needed to get pumped up there a little bit more, but we didn't get the early exit signal, and overall the Euro CAD looks good. We've had quite a nice down movement, and we have reached, in my opinion, a local bottom, kind of a macro swing failure pattern here on Euro CAD. So overall, with the exception of that, was able to close out another Forex trade in profit as well. So the FX market's being kind to us. Nice volatility coming in. Again, just go look at the at FX charts. A lot of volatility coming in. Exciting time to trade just about anything. Get out there. Like I said, guys, at the beginning of the show, there is so much opportunity. You guys are going to miss it, right? If you're cynical, if you're despondent, if you're depressed, if you think that everything is a scam, if you think that you can't win at this, right? If you think that, there's no way to do these things reliably and make money, then you're going to repeat 2017, 2018 all over again. You're going to do it again, right? You have an opportunity here. And it doesn't matter whether we're going full on bull mode right now, or whether it comes in a year, or whether it comes in 2 years. It doesn't matter. You need to get your mind right, and you need to get your mentality right, and you need to be prepared. Because if you don't do the work when the market's boring, and the market's starting to get not boring very quickly, if you don't do the work when the market's boring, you won't be prepared when the opportunity and the volatility is there. You need to have the discipline to put the work in when the market isn't doing what you want it to do, so that you can deserve the profit when it does what you know it will do. Okay. I want to thank today's crypto comment giveaway sponsor, Spectre Security Coin. Make sure to go check them out. There is a link down in the description below that you guys can utilize for a one-on-one consultation. Fantastic team. They're the team we trust with security. If you guys, privacy and security is absolutely vital, guys. If you are trading crypto and you don't have your security on point, or if you have any questions, go ask my friends over at Spectre Security. They will guide you in the right direction. I want to thank them for sponsoring today's giveaway, where we give away 8,000 XSPC. That's their cryptocurrency. You guys can go check it out. It's on Graviex. You guys can trade it. And the way we do this is by selecting a random commenter from yesterday's video. So just give me 1 second while I pull that up. Here we go. Choose a video. Really want to thank Jack for photoshopping me onto Vegeta there. Absolutely love it. We'll randomly pick a winner here, and it is Bitcoin Millionaire, my friend. I hope you are, my brother. I hope you are. Loving that cheddar. Get a hold of me in the Discord, my friend. Discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. I can tip you some crypto right there. You can download Spectre's wallet. Again, link is down in the description below. That'll take you right to their website. You can download their wallet. You can join their Discord. You can find that link on their website, and I can tip you right in their bot spam folder. Just message me or our concierge bot, and we'll get you taken care of, my friend. Thank you so much for participating, and thank you for your support, my brother. All right, it is time now, guys. We are going to announce the winners of the Cracking Cryptocurrency Premium Trading Group giveaway. All right, so this is closed. I'm going to go over here to my back end. I realize that sounds funny now in retrospect. But anyways, we're going to go over to winners and 3 prizes left. Let's see here. And we're going to draw winners. Anytime. Drawing right now. And announce winners in widget. Announce without avatars. There we go. Now I should be able to refresh this page. And we can see it right there. Ron Legato, Schaefer B, and AJT. Congratulations, guys. Thank you guys so much for participating. 3 months of free premium basic access. That is what you guys get. Get a hold of me in the Discord. I have your information here that you submitted from the Gleam. So I will have you guys, if you won, please send an email to support@crackingcryptocurrency.com with your Discord ID, and we will walk you through the process of getting set up. If you're a new member, I know in the case here for one of these individuals that they are going to be a returning member. So that's awesome. Congratulations, guys. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll keep you guys up to date if we have any specials or discounts or giveaways. Considering doing something for Valentine's Day. I know that sounds cheesy and lame, but I'm a big fan of Valentine's Day. Even though, again, I'm a single guy, but I just enjoy the love in the air. I am a true romantic, and I like the holiday. It's a good time. So definitely a good time to hold the ones that you love close, whether that's your significant other or your friends or family. I think it's just really good. I think that's something that we don't do enough in our society, is be comfortable with expressing what we want or how we feel. This is why most people are just terrible at negotiation. Negotiation requires courage. You have to know what you want and know that you deserve what you want, and then be able to negotiate that with somebody else. Most people can't negotiate because they don't know what they want and they don't think they deserve what they want. The reality is you do. The reality is you do, right? If you want it. If you want it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, that takes care of the giveaway. We're going to get into today's cryptocurrency segment. But before we do that, I want to thank senior analyst Da Vinci. He did a fantastic job. We showed you guys the preview of the upcoming a promo video for the baseline indicator. It's finished now with some new music that won't get us a copyright strike. And we're going to show that to you guys. And then we're going to get into today's cryptocurrency segment. So thank you so much, Tim, for completing this. It was a fantastic job. I absolutely love it. Again, if you guys would like access to the baseline indicator, it comes with premium access, just like these 3 individuals are going to get, as well as our entire premium indicator suite and everything else. Link in the description if you guys are interested. But we're going to show this, then we're going to get into our cryptocurrency segment and talk about, we're going to talk about the coronavirus. We're going to talk about the Chinese markets and what effect this may have on Bitcoin. All right. I want to thank Da Vinci again for making that fantastic job. Now, into our cryptocurrency segment. In today's top story, today's only story, because it is so top of the top, it's the front of the front. That's avant-garde from my friends over in France, if you know what I mean, is going to be the China market opening delayed until February 3rd on the virus upheaval. This coming to us from Bloomberg. Let's get into this. Now, China's financial markets are going to be kept closed until next Monday, because authorities have extended the Chinese New Year holiday by 3 days while struggling to grapple with the outbreak of the coronavirus. In official announcements, the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges said trading will resume on February 3rd, while authorities in the city of Shanghai advised that companies shouldn't return to work until at least February 9th. Just to recap, the Chinese markets were supposed to open today, and they are not. Although China's mainland markets will be closed all week, offshore traders are finding alternative markets with which to express their concerns. In Singapore's futures market, their FTSE China A50 index sank as much as 5.9% on Monday, seeing further declines heading into after-hours trading. The offshore yuan fell 0.8% in the overseas market, falling below its 50-day and 200-day moving average. Now, China's stock market happens to be the world's second largest and saw its last trading day on January 23rd, prior to closing for the extended New Year holiday. When markets closed that Thursday, the Shanghai benchmark tumbled 2.8%, making it the worst ever performance in its 3-decade history. By Monday of this week, market insiders were already spreading the word that stocks and futures trading, as well as interbank transactions for bonds and currencies, wouldn't be resuming until February 3rd. Now, back in 2003, during the outbreak of the SARS virus, Chinese officials had extended their May holiday market closure by 4 trading days. Now, financial markets in Hong Kong reopened on Wednesday of that week with the city's... Oh, why are you doing that to me? Financial markets in Hong Kong reopened that Wednesday with the city's benchmark Hang Seng Index closing down 2.82%, marking that the biggest one-day loss in 6 months. Now, on Saturdays, it's the day that follows Friday. On Saturday, the city's chief executive, Carrie Lam, raised the government's emergency response to the highest level over the coronavirus, stating that the outbreak could extend the city's recession well into 2020. Hong Kong had 6 confirmed infections as of Sunday. Now, the virus seems to have renewed tensions in Hong Kong, with protesters returning to the streets and medical staff threatening to strike if the city doesn't begin to limit the spread of the virus by closing its border with China. Whoops. China has cut off access to Wuhan and quarantined 16 other cities to prevent people from leaving and spreading the virus further. The outbreak is said to have infected more than 6,000 people on the mainland and abroad, but many are skeptical of the data provided by Chinese officials, suspecting that a cover-up is taking place in order to downplay the crisis and not trigger further panic. Authorities said on Sunday that the infectious disease is not under control, as officials struggle to contain the outbreak despite placing curbs on movement in some cities. At the center of crisis in Wuhan, the mayor admitted to 5 million people leaving the city before instituting the lockdown, offering to resign over his handling of the crisis. Now, global market uncertainty and fears surrounding the outbreak is leading many to wonder if Bitcoin's surge in price relates to these troubling times. Following the escalation of the U.S.-Iran conflict earlier this month, fears of World War III sent Bitcoin's price rallying. And the narrative of Bitcoin as a safe haven asset and hedge against global uncertainty returned to the popular discourse. And now it seems a doomish sentiment surrounding the outbreak is fueling Bitcoin to new yearly highs. On January 26th, just 3 days after the Chinese city of Wuhan was put under quarantine, Bitcoin's price began pumping from the $8,300 area. Now, while the virus seems to be impacting the United States and Asian markets, Bitcoin has been performing exceptionally well the past week. But is it at all related? Analyst Simon Peters from eToro, for example, stated that prices jumped to near 3-month highs following turbulence on traditional stock markets, reinforcing cryptocurrency's growing position as a possible safe haven investment. Others, however, insist there is little data to support the theory that these troubling world events are related to Bitcoin's recent good fortunes. And some point out that this shifting trend in the crypto market is instead connected to developments within the cryptocurrency industry, such as favorable regulation being introduced or the ongoing buzz surrounding nations developing their own digital currencies. Others state that the influence and manipulation of crypto whales is to blame for this, citing the so-called insider trading and tether printing as the main catalysts behind these rallies. I do want to go live. We do have some footage here of the, do have some live footage here of rats in Wuhan, it seems. Locking themselves down nicely. Got quarantine in full effect over here. And we do see that people are going to some extreme measures to protect themselves. I do know this, for example, like the N95 masks are very, very hard to get. They're selling on Amazon for like $200 a box. They're all sold out. Amazon Prime, you're not getting N95 masks. So again, I think that there is a huge aspect of this that is uncommented on. So the question on whether this is correlated or not, I think it is. I think it is silly to dismiss these ideas. Again, I hear the fact that everything is baked into the price. It's not. There's almost nothing that's baked into Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin is extremely speculation driven. It is extremely volatile. It depends. I mean, listen, anybody that says that everything is baked into the price of Bitcoin was not around in 2014 and 2016 when China banned crypto, right? You guys have not seen the response to market volatility. Yes, are there market participants who to some degree foresee these events and play against them? Yes. Guess what? That happens in every market ever invented by mankind ever in the history of time. There's always market insiders. There's always whales. There always is. There always will be. It's the way that speculative markets work. Right? But the idea that price does not respond to fundamental events, the geopolitical uncertainty, I think is silly. I think we are seeing mounting evidence that investors are responding to Bitcoin as a safe haven investment or as an ability, even if, here's the thing, right? Here's something particularly with China, right? China has strict capital controls. Right? If you are an investor, if you are a Chinese investor and you have a lot of money in China, it is very difficult for you to get your money outside of China or make foreign investments. It's not impossible. It's difficult, right? And you have the ability, you can use PTP markets, which are very, very popular in China, to transform your fiat into Bitcoin and move your Bitcoin somewhere else, convert it into cash and do something else with it, right? So even if it's only a convenient vehicle to move money out of China or to move money out of countries where their governments are restrictive with their capital controls, Bitcoin has a use case there and Bitcoin's price is responding. Bitcoin's price is responding. Now, whether or not it is seen globally as a safe haven asset is something that we can speculate on. I think it's clear to see that some people do. Some people do. For example, look at Nigeria. Look at Venezuela. There are countries in this world where holding their money in Bitcoin, even with the volatility, is certainly better than holding that country's fiat. Certainly better. And this is a trend that I hope does not continue, but unfortunately, most likely will, as we see some of these failed social experiments with countries come to an end, but potentially not for quite a while. So let me know your guys' thoughts and comments in the description down below. In the comment section down below. We'll pick a random commenter for tomorrow's crypto giveaway, but I really want to hear your thoughts and opinions. It's a very kind of contentious issue. I think it's a no-brainer, honestly, in my opinion. I think we can speculate as to the magnitude of this, but I think that the idea that Bitcoin does not serve a valuable use case and is being utilized right now as a way to siphon funds out of what some are afraid is a tanking market, tanking economy, is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The only reason why they wouldn't open the market, the only reason why the market didn't open today is because they didn't want to see stock prices tumble, right? They're trying to avoid a Black November situation, okay? This is exactly what happened back at the SARS outbreak, right? The government stepping in and controlling the financial district. And there's already strict capital controls in China. Bitcoin serves a use case here, and Bitcoin's being utilized for that use case. And we'll take it. We'll take it. We're here for you. Investors that don't like their government's restrictive policies on capital, Bitcoin fixes this. All right, guys, we're going to take a brief pause, and I want to remind you guys, we're going to hear from our friends over at ByBit. ByBit currently has a competition. ByBit's where I do the majority of it's where I do all of my leverage trading for dollar pairs. It's one of the best exchanges to trade on, in my humble opinion. They are running a giveaway where if you deposit 1 BTC between now and February 4th, you can qualify for a $300 bonus, margin bonus. You cannot withdraw the $300, but you can utilize it as margin to trade with, and you can withdraw any profits, or you can use it to cover losses. However, whatever your kind of style of trading is, wherever you guys are at in the trading spectrum. There's a link down in the description to sign up if you have not already. We're going to hear a brief word from them, and when we come back, we're going to answer your questions. This is Jason when he first learned about Bitcoin margin trading on BitMEX.
Why? Why? Give it back! Give it back! Oh, give it back!
This is Jason 6 months later after signing up for ByBit with the Cracking Cryptocurrency referral link found in the description below. Don't make the same mistake as Jason. Sign up today at bybit.crackingcryptocurrency.com. And we're back. And we are back. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome today. Okay. Let's see what you guys got. Crypto Caveman, again with the super chat. Thank you so much, my brother. Let's take a look at ADA. We got the ADA fever coming in, huh? Let's look at it over on Kraken. Look at it over on Kraken. ADA USD on Kraken on the daily gave the buy signal right here. ADA USD on Kraken gave the buy signal right here. Let's break this down. You would hit take profit 1 potentially right here, and you are still holding this. If you're doing 1, 2, 3, you've already hit all 3 take profits. If you're doing 50-50, which is a little bit more advanced, but again, something that our students gradually ease into. This is something that I've covered in the recent Module 6 lesson. Make sure that if you guys are PTP students, that you guys watch Module 6. It's very important. Just uploaded it the other day. That we go over in the course. We got the rising explosion level, Minx confirmation, breaking Bitcoin indicator agreeing. You guys can see that right there. This is beautiful. Above the baseline, never lost the bullish bias here on ADA. Very powerful. And honestly, like I said, some of these altcoins, you begin to look, overall at the market, at the weekly, all right? At the weekly. And you begin to think. We're going to be getting the first weekly rising explosion level that we've gotten in a while. Mink's still not in overbought territory. So again, potentially waiting for a pullback and looking for that optimum entry. We never want to think that the market's just going to rip, tear, roar away from us. Always want to wait for that optimum entry. On the daily, we don't have continuation right now. We want to see price a little closer to 46,962. Again, currently trading at 560, 560. So great trade to the upside right now. Definitely an opportunity to secure some profit and move that stop loss to break even and look for continuation as price pulls back a little bit. I'd say the daily looks very healthy though for continued growth. We're continuing to come up here. Again, this is a nice kind of parabolic movement. We don't short parabolic movements because they can continue to run, but we do want to wait for another kind of a little bit of reaccumulation zone like this, in my opinion. On the weekly, we're still seem to be getting expansion after about, I'd say about 5 weeks, about 5.5 weeks here of accumulation. We can see, I don't know if we want to call that a swing failure pattern, but failure to make a lower low on the weekly. And we have breached that previous high on the weekly. And you can see once we did that, we just went right to the races. So those looking to take, breakout price action trades, that would be kind of your initiation level. That'd be the area that you want to come back to for a support and resistance flip or supply and demand flip. So that's where I'd be looking here on the macro as well. Somewhere around 4.5 cents. I think would be a good re-entry opportunity into Cardano. Not getting weekly continuation, so I'd like to wait for us to get nice weekly continuation as well. And as we can see, where did we flip? Yeah, we flipped on this weekly. We actually got the initial signal from the breaking Bitcoin indicator on this candle with baseline confirmation. Actually, we got baseline confirmation. We closed above the upper, we closed out of channel. As you can see, the candle is white. Not a whole lot of data here on the Kraken chart, but still good. So this looks healthy. You know, I'm never going to recommend that you enter on a nice, big, rigid green candle like that. In my case, white. And I'm never going to recommend that you enter after 3 big, bullish, expansive candles like that. But definitely in the mind to say that this looks overall good. Pullbacks would be good to be entering into. Again, don't want to be violating 46,962, 0.046962. That's going to be invalidating longs at this point in time. Bullish as long as we remain above 0.046962. So let's just call it 4.5 cents, right? Let's just call it 4.5 cents. Looking for kind of price to pull back to the 4.5 cent mark for reentry at this point in time. And I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Hopefully you're doing fantastic up there in frosty Canada, my brother. Midwest Attempts is requesting 500 grams of that fresh moved cocoa from Colombia that Justin brought this past week. Darren Garish wants to take a look at Tezos to the dollar. Tezos to the dollar, big wick to the upside today on Tezos. We did get the, we didn't actually get price above the explosion level. Haven't gotten a good reentry signal since over here, and then here gave us the continuation. So we wouldn't have wanted to take, we would not have taken this trade because it violated the qualifier. Let's bring that up and we can see. Well, this violated the qualifier. I can tell you from looking at it, and all PTP students are going to know that. But we did get the continuation on this close, which would have set us up for a nice, beautiful trade right here. We had continuation all throughout here, and you would have gotten your potential reentry right here. With the Minx cross back over. So you got the continuation signal there on Minx. So overall good. Minx is not overbought. Do we have any sort of, we do have potential bearish div, but not really because... Yeah, we do have potential bearish divergence, but it's not confirmed at this point in time. Big selling pressure here on XTZ. Still getting the continuation signal from today. So I'm going to be bullish on XTZ, even with the selling movement. Invalidation comes to the close below $1.49. We actually need to be down below $1.38 to be looking for shorts on Tezos right now. So yeah, I would expect this to carry through. I would actually expect this to carry through. If you want to be patient and wait for some Waddah confirmation, again, Minx already gave you that continuation over here, and you would have already hit take profit 1. So at the very least, you've had a profitable trade on XTZ, and we're still getting golden dot continuation, which is going to be invalidated, and the exit signal for shorts, right here, which is going to be invalidated on a close below 149.99. So not the best looking market that I would want to be entering into at this point in time, but definitely looks healthy, definitely looks good. Again, confirming a continuation signal. So if your system is lining up or giving you a continuation signal, it's valid. Continuation filter saying it's valid. Agency asks, how do I make my explosion look like that, bro? Sure. You can go into Waddah Attar Explosion, go over to Style, and you can adjust your colors right here to suit you. I like using kind of a neutral palette. So I'm going to set my weak color to about 25% opacity and my strong color to about 50% opacity. Make sure that's set to columns for uptrend and downtrend. And then on your explosion level, you just set it to area, right? So normally it looks like this. You just set it to area. You can do that right from the Style tab. Let's see here. Anton Libre asks, what are my thoughts on the gaps? I assume you're talking about the CME market. Well, we do have gaps and we do like to make them filled. So if we filled this gap, looking for a pullback down to about 90, let's keep this very precise. Turn on magnet mode, get our horizontal line going. Looking for a gap between 90.60 and 92.55. So that's not a bad trade. Is that something I would want to short? No, that's an area I would definitely keep in mind. That's going to be a 4-hour reversal baseline bounce, reversion to the mean on the 4-hour. And again, we can see the momentum dying off a little bit here on the 4-hour with a bit of a pennant formation. So again, not a bad area. If you've been long for a majority of this movement, this isn't a bad area to take profit and reposition, right? Again, as I said at the very beginning with the daily analysis, a little bit of a pullback here would not surprise me. It's also not going to surprise me if we continue moving forward to the upside. So again, range scalping is okay. I know some members have been doing that over the last, basically over the last, let's say day, basically over the last day, give or take, last, 12 to 16 hours. That's totally fine. Especially people over in the European time zone. Yeah, this isn't a movement I'd want to short. I could look to see this gap get filled, and that to me would represent a good re-entry opportunity, especially here on the 4-hour. Again, you can also wait until price descends to those areas, touches those lows, and then gives you some trending continuation signal coming out of the 4-hour or the 1-hour, whatever time frame that you're trading on. But again, I kind of have to always default to the daily here, and the daily looks healthy. The day looks healthy. Nice strong gap to the upside. CME gave us this nice rising explosion level. We're getting a continued explosion level on today's candle. And again, Minx is not overbought. Minx is not overbought. If Minx was overbought, we might be having a different conversation. Sanjeev Kumar asks, what take profit mechanism do I suggest if one is spot long now? Well, okay, let's be a little bit more broad about this. So whenever you enter into a trade, any trade, you need to know exactly where you're going to take some profit off. In my opinion, this is my method. You need to know exactly where you're going to take some profit off. And at that point, you need to make your trade a no losing situation. So for me, I raise my stop loss to break even, right? Or a little higher if you want to be aggressive. You need to know where you're going to set on a trailing stop loss. So when we're looking at Bitcoin, right here, and to give you a better example, let's go out and look at BTC USD on the Bitstamp chart. Right? We'll look at the weekly. We'll take this off. Oh man, this is old school right here, man. I did this a long time ago. 85% correction, Bitcoin's in a bubble and going to crash. 88% correction, Bitcoin's in a bubble, it's going to crash. Oh baby. Bitcoin's a bubble, it's going to crash. Bitcoin's a bubble, it's going to crash. Bitcoin's a bubble, it's going to crash. And then we kind of crashed a little bit, but not too bad. Not too bad. Let's take those off. That's super old school. All right. So we have some pretty good metrics when we look at the logarithmic scale on the weekly time frame, and we can kind of predict, or not predict, but we can kind of assume what are going to be some pivotal points in Bitcoin's price, right? So, obviously 12,000 to 14,000 stands out to me, 18,000 to 20,000 stands out to me, and then we can do projections above that, right? There's a lot of different ways to do this. Again, people are gonna kind of point to using Fibonacci extensions. While I don't necessarily recommend that, it's not terrible. It's not terrible when you're looking at kind of projections above price. Again, very, very cautious about the Fibonacci tool, but that's one of the few ways that it can be helpful. Talked about this before, is when you are experiencing new all-time highs to be, okay, well, what's 25% above that? What's 50% above that, right? It's not a bad way to try to measure out what important price levels are. So looking at the Bitcoin price on the logarithmic scale on the weekly, you cannot say that this does not look healthy. You cannot say that this does not look good, right? So you have to know there's a difference between trading and investing. So if you're an investor, then my honest recommendation is to buy some Bitcoin, put it on a cold storage, put it on a Ledger Nano X, get a crypto tag, and forget about it, right? Come back when you need the money. You probably don't need it right now as bad as you think. If you're a trader and you're trading a highly liquid market like Bitcoin, then you need to know a few things whenever you enter into a trade. Where are you going to take profit off, and where are you going to move your stop loss to break even? And then what take profit mechanism are you going to use? So there's going to be two that I'm going to recommend. One is going to be setting multiple take profits, right? So you're going to scale out of a position. And you can use average true range multiples. You can use risk to reward ratios. You can use Fibonacci. You can use previous support and resistance, whatever you like. The upside to that is that your risk to reward ratio up front, and you can get out of the trade successfully while others might hold on to a trade and then not sell, and the price comes down and then they've lost money. The downside of this is that in a huge trending movement, it means you can miss out on a large part of the movement, because then maybe you get analysis paralysis and you don't know where to re-enter. The other method is if you're trend trading like I am, then you look for the initiation entry into the trend, and You look for the initiation into the trend. You look for the trending signal. You take the trending signal. You take profit off at a predetermined area, and then you let that ride as far and as high as it's going to go. And you have some system that tells you to get out. Some objective. I like technical indicators. Some objective system that tells you when to go out. This could be an indicator going. Or the popular methods are going to be an indicator going overbought and then recovering from overbought, or just going overbought, which is what I prefer. Other popular indications are going to be things like, an inverse trending signal to the downside, which I think works very, very well, works the best with Bitcoin in particular, especially on the daily. You want to wait for that trending signal to the downside. It's often the best sell signal that you're going to get. So in the case of something like Minx, we could say, okay, well, we're going to sell when Minx comes back down and closes below the zero line. All right. Very simple system. We could also say we're going to sell if Minx goes overbought and then comes back and recovers, or we could say we're going to sell as soon as Minx goes overbought. Right. That's what I'd recommend. Clean, objective, know it up front. Never leave any portion of a trade to subjectivity. Right. Never know. You have to know those things. You have to know when you enter into a trade, where are you going to exit, where are you going to reduce risk, and when are you going to get out. Wayne Arndt says, as a whole, well, he kind of asked the whole chat, but as a whole, do you guys think we'll hit Bitcoin all-time high this year or next year, which is more likely in everyone's opinion? I honestly don't have an extremely strong opinion about this. I do think that it is unlikely to happen this year. I do think that it's more likely to occur as we move into something like 2021, 2022. But I'm willing to be surprised. Wendy says, Justin, if you flip your studio sound absorbers vertically, they will collect less dust. Do they look dusty? Filthy up in here. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. So the reason why I have them aligned like that, Ben was actually in the studio to help me set these up, and we looked at them both ways, and these looked more aesthetically pleasing. So it's a small price to pay. Small price to pay for aesthetic pleasure. Boris Bitcoin says, hey, Justin, I am giving my 2 weeks notice at my 9 to 5 job this Friday to pursue trading full time. Been planning this for a while. Do I have any tips for making the transition? First off, man, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that, my friend. So happy to hear that. And I can't be sure, but I believe you're the Boris that's also in the group as well. And if that is true, because I'm not sure if that's your YouTube moniker there, then that's absolutely fantastic, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you, my friend. I've made that transition as well. So yeah, the biggest tip that I can give you is discipline, man. Manage your time wisely and manage your money wisely. You're moving into a field, you're moving into an area where you're going to have a little bit of volatility and a little bit of uncertainty at times, and you want to have full control over your capital, right? You want to be able to move quickly, right? So you want to keep your funds liquid. So here's my big tips. This is what's greatly helped me. You need to sit down and audit your budget, right? You need to look at all your expenses and reduce as many of those as humanly possible. Minimalistic lifestyle. I highly recommend it, my friend. Minimalistic lifestyle, right? If there's stuff that you're paying for that you don't use, Hulu, Netflix, YouTube Premium, keep YouTube Premium. You don't have to watch the ads. Any kind of stuff like that. If you've got a storage shed that you've got a couch in, throw that couch in the trash, man, and get rid of that storage shed payment. If you have, this is a little bit of another conversation, but if you have debt, if you have any kind of debt, you need to get a good plan for that structured out and start paying off your highest interest debt as quickly as possible, right? You need to get that all, either combine that into a repayment plan with a lower interest rate. If you have outstanding interest rates on some of your things, take advantage of any and all opportunities that you can out there. But just reduce the expenses in your income, reduce the luxury expenses in your income, and be comfortable with that. And just understand that you're working toward an unbelievably fulfilling and sustainable lifestyle. Just know that you're moving towards something that has the capacity to give you so much joy and so much fulfillment in what you do and allow you to do things that you never thought you could. And that takes sacrifice and that takes discipline, right? And it's hard, and that's why most people don't make it. But if you can, I'm telling you, man, it's sweet over here. It really is sweet over here, right? I can go anywhere I want. I can work from anywhere I want. I can pretty much do anything that I want. I don't answer to anybody. And I get, and over time now, I've come to meet the best people, right? I come from a small, lower, like low of the low middle class family, in the Midwest of the United States, right? And I get to talk with, I get to talk with people I never thought I would talk to and work with, right? I get to talk with developers in Germany. I get to talk with physicists in Geneva. I get to talk to some of the best computer programmers. I get to talk to some of the best traders. I can call people who run hedge funds. It's awesome. It really is. It's really cool, man. It's really cool, the people that you meet. Crypto's largely responsible for that, right? Because this is kind of a niche field and you meet people from all different walks of life. But definitely being a trader has helped with that. You become the person that everybody calls for financial advice, right? Which is a kind of a blessing and a curse, right? In your family and in your friend circle, which is cool. But reduce your expenses, man. Reduce your expenses. Audit your budget. Make sure that you can, set aside an emergency fund. Absolutely vital, right? Set aside $3,000 to $5,000. This is gonna have to be based on your income, but that was what my emergency fund was. Stick that somewhere so that it's safe, so that you have that to pull on. And try not to dip into that. Just sit down and set out a budget and live by that, man. And that's going to really, really help you in the first year. It's really going to help you in the first year. Make sure that you got somebody, make sure that you got a good support team, man. It can be rough sometimes. There's going to be fear, uncertainty, and doubt. There's going to be losses. They're going to get to you. Don't let them. You're going to have losses, man. You're probably going to have a couple big losses. It's going to happen, bro. And it's cool. It's okay. Just got to get past that hill. Okay. Build your system, follow your system, stick to your system, trust your system. Don't deviate from your system. Just trade the system in front of you. And if you know it, if you've back tested it, if you forward tested it, you know it to work, then just trade it, man. Just trade it. It'll work for you, right? Sometimes you'll start trading a system live and you'll have 5 losses. Trade it. If you've done the work, if you know it works, just keep pushing through, man. Just keep pushing through. It's not easy. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Right? When I first started trading a long time ago, I'm a pretty proud guy, and I had to beat that down. I had to beat my ego into the ground. And if I needed help, I had to ask for it, right? Whether it was financial help or whether it was emotional help or whether it was just help moving some furniture, man. Don't paint yourself into a corner. You have genuine people out there who I'm sure, are willing to help you and willing to support you on this transition. And you just want to keep your heart open to that, because there are awesome people out there in your own life who are willing to help you out if you just allow them to, right? So don't be too proud to ask for help. Because when you're successful, when you make it, you'll repay that favor 10 times over, man. You'll repay that favor 10 times over. And final piece of advice, I guess. I could go on about this for hours, most likely, but final piece of advice is this, brother. You're gonna learn this very, very quickly, but this is just more general life skills. Whether you're running a company or whether you're evaluating your friendships, this comes down to time management, right? You need to know what juice is worth the squeeze, and what individuals, what activities, activities in general are worth investing your time and money into, right? And things that are underperforming in your life, in your strategy, in your company, throwing additional resources and money at them is not ever the answer, right? If you are running a business and you have a department that is consistently underperforming and you have a department that is consistently overperforming, throw money and resources at the department that's overperforming, right? If you have friends that are killing it and every time you call them, they're on top of it and they are there for you and they got your back, and then you have friends over here who are always calling you for help, who you've tried to help, who are never there, who can never get their stuff together, who are just walking disasters, invest your time and resources into the overperforming components of your life, right? The same with your trading strategy. If you have things that you're doing in trading that are always underperforming, stop doing them or throw far less capital at them. And if you have things that are just killing it all the time, double it up, man. Double it up. It's true in life. It's true in business. It's true in trading. Throwing money and resources at problems when the problem is the thing sucks doesn't fix the problem. So that's awesome, man. I'm super excited for you, dude. Welcome to the circle, brother. Welcome to the circle. And I wish you all the best, man. If you need help, feel free to DM me in Discord, my friend. Last question. Loot Patient asks, ZRX, no trade zone. Daily. Hello. ZRX is not no trade zone. So ZRX is no trade zone with a bearish bias. We need to actually get the daily close down below 22.5 cents, 0.226413 on my chart. We get a daily close below that, and we can actually look to go short. Looks like we are going to get potential Minx confirmation for the continuation short, and we have falling volume, which is sufficient to take a short. It's not sufficient to take a long. But it is sufficient to take a short on falling volume. Again, overall, I want to say that the dollar markets are bullish, but we can trade some of these altcoins independently. And ZRX does not look healthy. Again, no trade zone until we close below 0.226413. And this is invalidated if we rally and close above 0.233505. But yeah, this is currently bearish. This is currently bearish. And I would be looking for that potential short move. Now, I don't think we can actually short. Obviously, we can't short on Coinbase. I don't think there's actually any ZRX markets. Maybe it's on Bitfinex. Yeah, I think you can maybe short it on Bitfinex. But again, I would probably just long Bitcoin, right? Instead of focusing on what dollar pairs you can short. But yeah, this is not a trade. You know, I assume you're looking just to go spot long on this. No, not ZRX, my brother. All right. One last thing to do today, my people, my brothers, my friends. 50 lemons in the chest. Yeah, and Mr. Ether threw a big one in there, which is absolutely true, man. When you are successful and you make it big, stay humble and stay kind, man. Stay humble and stay kind. Be excellent to one another, man, and the universe returns good things. I absolutely believe that, as cheesy as it sounds. Right? Because I've had to make tough decisions. And there's times I've had to be the jerk, right? But sometimes you got to do that. And you just got to approach life with kindness in your heart, realize that people are people, man, trying to live their best lives. And sometimes just because everybody has their own unique story doesn't mean their story needs to be in your life. Doesn't mean your chapters have to be entwined, right? But you still, everybody's just out there living their best life, man. So nobody's objectively better than anybody else. Everybody's just trying their best, man. Let's distribute these lemons, guys. Midwest Trader says, a pro trader realizes that losses are part of trading and does his research to create a statistical edge that allows them to minimize the losses and capitalize on the gains. Absolutely, man. About 12 seconds left. Juan Valentin says, hey, been listening to you for a few clips now. Use my Prime account to join on Twitch, but I just wanted to say thank you. You give solid counsel on multiple things. Thank you, man. Highly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the Prime sub, my brother. Forza World TV, Midwest Attempts, and B-Flow. Big winners over there on D-Live today. Thank you guys so much. I highly appreciate it. Let me see if I missed anything. Every time I use D-Live, I feel like there's got to be there's a different way that I should be looking at D-Live. LTZ noted, thank you so much for the 1 month sub and follow over there on D-Live, my friend. Let's see here. Alexander 22, DJ Double M4, Inhuman 666, and Tan4Cam. Thank you so much for the follows over on Twitch as well. Highly appreciate that. And what else do we got? As well as Packin Chick 013 and Deep Town 308 and Peckham 08. Thank you so much for the Twitch follows as well, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. All right. With that being said, guys, let's vamp on out. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I hope you guys go on to have an absolutely fantastic day. And what I said at the beginning of the show is absolutely true, okay? Is absolutely true. There is so much opportunity out there. There's so much opportunity, you know, regardless of whether you're a cryptocurrency trader, regardless of whatever it is that you want to do to improve your life, just get up and do it. Go out there, right? There's too many people. There are too many people in this world right now, especially young people, man. I'm 31, but I see so many smart young men and women in their young 20s who are depressed and despondent and who just think that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And there is, but you got to get up and blast that light to the sun yourself. It's out there. You got to claw your way out of the dark, out of the deep, because there is something out there that is awesome and sweet and yours, and you can get it and make it and have it and deserve it. Just got to get up off the couch and do something. Anything. Go out there and get it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, or death threats, drop them in the comment section down below, and we will randomly pick a commenter tomorrow for the XSPC giveaway. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you guys would like to become professional traders, if you guys would like to take advantage of anything that we offer, make sure to check out everything at premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com. There are links down in the description to everything I have been told by scientists that you will require in life, except for bottled water. That's not down there. You got to get that yourself. Maybe check out Costco. And we will be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time for another episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Be excellent to one another, guys, and trade safely. I'll see you tomorrow.